Well, here we are again, going to be doing some work on this 1995 Ford Mustang. It's a V6 3.8, and today we're going to be replacing the starter. I replaced the battery 2 days ago because it was defective, and now we end up having to replace the starter. As always, the first thing that we want to do is make sure that you disconnect the battery cables. You can't afford to short circuit anything or cause any sparking. So first thing we're going to do is disconnect the battery and then get it jacked up, and we'll start from there. Okay, here we are. We've got the battery disconnected, and as you can see, we've got it fully jacked up safely on some jack stands. So now we're going to crawl underneath and find where the starter is. On the 1995 Mustang V6, the starter is on the back of the engine on the passenger side, and it's way up underneath there, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get to it, but we'll get it. So here's the first step in taking it off. This is where the positive battery cable connects to the starter, and behind this nut is the bolt that attaches it to the flywheel housing. As you can see, it's easy enough to get to. This is a 9/16 box end wrench, or you could use a 9/16 socket on a 3/8 drive and probably have enough room to get in there and get it. So after I took off the starter cable, you can see that the bolt behind it needs to come off. What I've got on there right now is a 1/2 inch box wrench, but it's in there too tight, so I'm going to switch to a 1/2 inch socket. Probably use a 1/2 inch drive, but it needs to be a deep since that bolt is so deep, and we'll get that next. So this bolt is way up in there, and it's very difficult to get your hands in there. It's a 1/2 inch socket, and what I ended up having to do is put a socket, a swivel, and put some extensions, run it through the opening on the side of the control arm, and have it come out to the end of where the steering rod arm is, and I was able to get it to break loose from out here. I'll show you in just a second. So this is the bolt that I got out, and as you can see, I have a 1/2 inch socket, a adapter, a swivel, I guess it's a 4-inch extension, a 1-inch extension, two 2-inch extensions, and a 3/8 drive, and that's about how long that thing is. I didn't have any extensions long enough, so I had to use a combination of 3/8 drive, 1/2 inch swivel, and a reducer from 1/2 inch to 3/8. So that's all I had to work with, but got it out. And I'm not going to use that same bolt to put back in. I will end up getting a brand new brass bolt to put back in.